Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are on Wednesday Wisdom and it's my birthday. It's really cool going like Women of Light started in September. So it's really cool that I can celebrate, September for Women of Light and my business, or this part of my business, and my birthday at the same time. So it sort of works really well. So Women of Light are 3 years old at the moment and celebrating. And I've just turned 51. So very exciting. And how apt to have Crystal-Lee here. Crystal is one of my clients. So we're doing a client story today. And I've really loved watching Crystal's journey. So I'm really excited to share this story and for Crystal to actually get the opportunity to share her journey as she's been working through Conscious Creator Mastermind, which is our main course that we run. And it's been an honor watching. So good morning, Crystal.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're in Toowoomba, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, let's start with where you were at, what was going on in your life prior to meeting me at the meetup and committing yes to yourself with the Conscious Creator. What was happening in your life?
Well, it feels like an eternity ago now. But for me, when we first met and leading up to me meeting you, there was a lot of different things happening inside of myself, where I wasn't believing in myself. I had a lot of sabotage beliefs that really controlled my life, and right down to the point where it was beginning to be really coming out in physical forms. So like in events such as car accidents and being really physically hurt from them, and not just emotions or all that type of thing. Yeah. And I really felt that I tried everything else in my life to stop all these events happening and bad patterns and things like that, but it just wasn't changing. And then I realized it had to be with me and with inside myself. And that's when I went to the 7 sabotage beliefs with you, and it just blew me away. And I had to join, and I had this really massive energy pull towards you. And I'd been looking for years for some like courses and things like this, but never really resonated with anybody. But yeah, with you I did.
And thank you. It's really interesting because as I tell the women in Conscious Creator on a regular basis, I believe we're in a massive shift at the moment, and like we have been for a long time, but there's been like a almost like a bottleneck process happening at the moment where people are really waking up and being drawn to what their desires are, what their destiny is, and so I do feel that draw, that connection, that magnetism is because we have a contract, right? So there's women that have contracts with each other to support each other to shift to that next level, to expand and grow and find themselves and really start living their true life and their true purpose.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So it's not surprising that you had that feeling, because like some people get magnetized, everyone gets magnetized to different people, and so I know that the people that I'm supposed to work with will know that as well. Like they have a feeling within their gut that this is who I'm supposed to be working with. So, and I remember I remember the car accident, and like it wasn't long after you actually connected with me, was it?
No, not at all. It was just a month, I believe. Yeah. So that was the one where I went through the windscreen, and I had 9 broken ribs, a fractured sternum, and I've got permanent concussive disorder. Really affected my memory. I couldn't remember things, and it was just horrible. That was the final piece of the puzzle, other than I had a car accident again after that, where I was actually driving and was in the car, and that I knew I had to do something, because I wasn't going to be here for much longer if I didn't, because the universe was just throwing these things at me all the time. And right down to like a year before that, I burnt myself, and I was could have died then. The doctors were amazed that I didn't breathe in the flames, and the extensive pain and hurt that I had physically was just insane from being burnt. And just so many events that were happening. Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it, that you know, when you're going down a path that is not in alignment with who you are, then your whole system will share with you, you know, like we'll say, hey, you're on the wrong course, turn this way. But it doesn't do it lightly, you know, like sometimes it's just like a you know, hey, you're doing the wrong thing, tap on the shoulder, you're not listening, you know, like here's a smack over the head. You know, I'm going to turn you in the wrong direction, right? So it's very interesting, isn't it? And when we first started, I remember it was a real challenge for you to even get on the calls. You know, we actually started working with just having phone calls, because you couldn't, like, I know your internet's a little bit wobbly now at the moment, but before you couldn't even get on any of the calls. So we had to change the structure and the way we were working, so that we could engage with each other and I could support you the best way I could. And so I remember we did a few phone calls, you know, and it was often you were in the car because you were in between jobs, and, you know, I think you had 2 jobs at one stage or something. Yeah,
I did. Yes. So that's it was really hard for me to even put my face to my name. I was very detached from myself, I feel, and so that, I think that came down to a lot of my own sabotage beliefs about myself and patterns. So I was relying on substances and all sorts at that point, which it was not healthy. And I know that it's like in my DNA and everything through my family, but it was not me. Like, I really felt like it wasn't me, and I really wanted to get on those calls, and I really wanted to be able to do that, and do what we do now, but I just couldn't. I physically could not do it, and it was just I was so stuck in not believing in myself or trusting myself, I feel.
and you know what, I was just thinking, because, you know, as a coach and mentor, where I'm at, I have a lot of people that I'm working with, right? I've got a lot of one-on-one clients, and I've got, you know, the 63 women in Conscious Creator, and you know, there's a lot going on in my life as a coach. And I was just thinking, as you were talking, that often, because, you know, you only see what's presented in front of you, and you can read the person, you know, you work intuitively, you read the person. And because I was connected to my own intuition, like a lot of coaches could have just gone, oh, this is too hard, Crystal's not putting enough effort in, and not tried. But I was just thinking about how you know, I talk to my team, we've got to make sure to be present with Crystal. You know, she's doing her best. Let's do this instead. Let's make phone calls, you know, like, and we were going to start having weekly phone calls, and we sort of started that, but it started shifting, right? You started being able to, you know, you were able to do the recodes, and the process started actually unfolding where you were in the, you know, focusing in the right direction and working with your, you know, desired end results. And that's when things started really shifting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I remember that actually. We were supposed to do weekly phone calls, but that never did happen.
No,
we do, but as I join everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it started shifting. You started being able to get onto the calls, and
Yes. And you never gave up on me, and you believed in me, which was something that I struggle with I have struggled with in my life, having people believe in me. So it was really different and confronting having somebody who did that I didn't even know, really. And you always sort of knew when something was going on with me, and you would touch base, and it was just so beautiful to have that guidance and that push in the right way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
definitely.
Everyone, and that's that contract, right? You know, like, I'm just fulfilling my destiny of supporting the women that I know that I'm here to support. And so everyone deserves to have that support and love and connection, you know, and we often don't get it from our family. We don't get it from our partners and our immediate friends. And you know, a lot of people are in their own world and doing their own thing, and they don't, you know, have the time for us in a way, you know.
And they don't hold that space.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what did you notice that started happening? What was, because I remember the first time you got on the Zoom call and how excited I was. Oh my God, because it was such an achievement, right?
Definitely.
You know? Yeah. So what were some of the things that you first started noticing? You know, can you actually just let's go back a little bit. Can you explain what it is that you feel I'm doing, like the you know, the recoding? What is it, to explain to somebody that's got no idea what a recode is? What is it that how would you explain it to someone?
So for me,
on the spot now.
That's good. Yeah, to sink or swim, right? A recode for me is unlearning. Not unlearning, that's probably not the right word.
It's sort of unlearning, isn't it? You know, like, our thoughts that we have.
So your thought processes and feelings for yourself and whatever you're recoding on. So for me, family disentanglement, it was a good one, but the woman, like your sacral chakras and things like that. So for instance, with that one, it was, well, for all of them actually, we'll just go with that. It's reprocessing how you actually can be, being awakened, really, honestly. It helps you change that process in your brain and within your energy field to be more positive and more enlightened for yourself. Nobody else, just for you. And it's so beautiful to be able to do all of this work. And you know what? It's not for freaking anybody else. For the first time in my life, it's for me and only me. And I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. So Recode really helps me to let go of whatever is holding on to, whatever I'm holding on to, even subconsciously. Like there's been things that have come up in before Recodes when we do all the talks and whatnot beforehand that I didn't even know that I was actually holding on to, or that was pulling me back or keeping me in this area, this energy field.
Yeah.
And once I do the Recode, I just saw, and everything sort of changes and my flow gets better and I'm growing and healing that part that I was holding on to, and that was keeping me stuck. Yeah.
And so what are some of the results? Like, what are some of the things that you've noticed have changed for you in your life?
Oh, where do I start? I'll start with me. So big ones are that I'm very aware of my negative thought patterns that I have had. And I still do. They still pop up and they still come in, but I'm well aware of them now, and I change it. I turn it around. Boundaries, my boundaries, I'm very aware of them, and I stand in my truth and who I am with my personal boundaries. And I can have a confrontation with somebody who is so angry or, you know, doing their own thing, and I don't take that on anymore. I stand there and I'm like, no, and this is me, and I speak my truth, and I don't react in a way that I used to. I used to have very big anger issues, and that was something that I struggled with because I didn't feel like I should be angry, or I am an angry person. I'm a loving, caring, giving person. But being able to do that for myself is amazing. Loving myself, trusting myself and who I am. I have, for the first time in my life, formed the best relationship I've ever had, and it's with me. And
it's so cool.
It is the best thing.
Yeah.
Lots of other different things to do with me as well, but opportunities with work, my design and results, and what I want for me in my future, in my land of plenty, is coming to play. And I'm doing the steps of opening up a business, and I'm building that business up, making choices, working really well with my son and his dad. It's the next best relationship I could have ever dreamed of. And before then, my son and our relationship was very rocky. So I had a mental breakdown, and I couldn't deal with being a mum anymore, and he couldn't deal with me. So he went and lived with his dad, and now we share care, and it's been going really well. We go out to dinner together, we do different things together, and there's no negative tension between us. We all communicate because I'm creating that. I'm allowing space for them, and it just flows, and it makes me so happy.
Isn't it interesting, hey, when you start, like, you know, when you start being a creator, right, and you've got all this stuff happening, and then, you know, something triggers you, and you go back into a pattern, and then you work through it, you know, you do a recode or whatever, and you recognize that the external relationships you've got with other people, that actually it's all about you. Like, it's like when you change your frequency, when you make the choice of who it is you choose to be, and how you choose, you know, you're the predominant creative force, right, which is one of the core choices that we make. When you make your own choices, then those things just flow, and people change around you, right?
Oh, massively. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh, 100%.
It's really, you know, the whole thing is about how empowered we are, how powerful we are, you know, like we are really, really powerful creators, and that we can choose to create amazing things, or we can choose to create to be asleep and unconscious and live in the illusion of, you know, being separate and our identity and all the sabotage beliefs and all that sort of stuff. So that's how powerful we are. We can choose that too, right?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
And if you had asked me 12 months ago if I would be able to create and believe that I am this powerful being and vibration and woman, I would have told you, no, I'm just strong. I survive. But no, I'm living now, and it's really empowering for myself. And the more that I do it, subconsciously it happens even. So, and then at the end of the day, when I'm writing my journal, which I don't do every day, but I do, and I'm getting more and more, it just comes out. I'm not putting that pressure on myself. But I realize these little creations that are happening, or even when I'm cooking dinner and I'm thinking, oh, this happened, or, you know, this conversation happened 12 months ago, that could have went a completely different way, but it didn't, because I've done the work and I've put it into play for myself and for my life and nobody else's, and it just comes to float. Like I still have my boulders there. They're still there, my big boulders, like all along the way, but they're not big to me anymore. They're little pebbles, and my water flow, like my energy flow, is just flowing around them, and I just deal with it and process it and create.
That's so good. I love it. Love it, Crystal. And so what would you, if anyone is listening and going, I've had those issues before, I need to sort out, you know, relationships, so I'd love to be empowered or be creating my life the way that I choose, what would you, you know, what would you say about, you know, looking at Conscious Creator?
Do it. Don't hold back. It's money well spent, that's for sure, if you're worried about finances and whatnot, but being confronting with yourself and actually showing up for you, which I'm sure a lot of women out there will be sitting here going, yes, I feel these different things, or and can resonate with something that I've said. If you put in the work and you follow the steps and actually do the meditations and do what you put into play, and for us women to be able to follow and create and restructure ourselves for, you will have just the most loving relationship with yourself and others around you, and your life will just completely change. So definitely do it, ladies. I do not regret it. I want a lifetime membership.
It's really exciting where the world's going. You know, like you know, you can get so caught up in what the current reality is trying to show us, that, you know, like there's doom and gloom and blah blah blah. But you know, if you want to jump on board with how to create in your genius and how to look to the future of, you know, this amazing heaven on earth that we're creating and all the beautiful things that we're creating in our life, then please just put yes please in the comments, and we will get in contact with you to support you, to find out a little bit more. We can have a quick chat to see if it's a fit, right? Because it does take a commitment to yourself, and you know, and as soon as you commit to yourself, we commit to you. So looking forward to sharing. Anyone that's interested, just let us know, and we'll put the information in the bottom there. You want to say something, Crystal?
Pretty please. So just briefly, so everybody knows, I guess, I've been with Elizabeth for nearly 18 months now, I believe, and it took me a good 12 months before I actually committed and focused. I was watching from afar and being in the background, and it like listening and trying to understand and whatnot. And then when I actually put in the focus and the commitment to myself, like you just said, that's when it all just flowed, and it's all flowing. And I'm still at the beginning of it all. Like, I haven't even completed the whole course program with you at all. But what I do and what I am showing up for me, it's working. And
Yeah.
I don't put pressure on myself anymore. I don't put guilt on myself anymore if I don't show up to a meeting or anything like that. So it's
because
okay.
we're not perfect, right? It's okay to be imperfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's what's so cool about getting rid of those crappy beliefs of, oh, we've got to be this, we've got to be that, we've got to be perfect in some way. It's so nice to take that overwhelm and stress off ourselves.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Crystal. It's been such a pleasure. And I've loved watching your journey, and I'm so excited to see what else is in store for you, because I know there's more big things happening as you go along. So
oh yeah, I'm excited because I know I'm at the start, so let it happen. But thank you for having me, and I'm so appreciative of the work that we do together. It's life-changing for me, definitely life-changing.
Yeah. Oh, I love doing it. I love watching women grow and and just shine their light, shine their light. So exciting. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and please put comments in and let us know what you thought of our conversation. And this is a co-creative process and space. So looking forward to seeing and being able to engage with you in the comments. Take care.